Hey, hello there. This is Hannah MacKinnon from You Liberated here with this month's CoLiberate session. Start as you mean to go on. And this session is about setting the scene for great client relationships by establishing boundaries that will support your emotional well-being. So, this is kind of a mini workshop, which is focusing on establishing healthy boundaries for client relationships in order to support our emotional well being. Now, our overall mood, as well as the health and success of our virtual assistant businesses, they risk being impacted negatively when we don't establish the emotional boundaries we need to work at our best and at our peak. So, just pause to think for a moment. What role do healthy boundaries play towards the health and success of your virtual assistant or freelance business? Now, I'm firmly of the view, and will state here that I think really this is the centerpiece of self care within our business because it's opening, us up to better and happier relationships with clients. That's super important and increased joy and fulfillment in the work and the services that we're providing, you know, things that we want for our work and our business. But the thing is, when we feel challenged or put upon by clients, the thing is, it's often because we've not actually established the boundaries that we need in place with clients from the outset to be working with them harmoniously. And the result of that is it can set us up to all manner of negative feelings, things such as resentment, annoyance, irritability, frustrations, and disappointments. And, the worst of that is it can really pile a whole load of stress on us and take up rather a lot and too much of our valuable energy. So today, what I'd like for us to do is to take a look at, do a boundaries health check and make some positive changes for our working life. So in the session, what we're going to be doing is we'll be running through some questions together. So all you need to do once we start going through the questions is just pause the video. So you've got, after each question, so you've got time to get, to write your answers down in full. Okay. And what we'll be doing is taking a deep dive into what do your ideal client relationships look like? Are all your current client relationships in great shape? And finally, taking charge of positive change because that falls on us. So grab your favorite refreshments, a pen and notepad, and get yourself comfortable. Now, let's get started. So, first up, what do in fact your ideal client relationships look like? Now, something we do need is a clear understanding of what healthy emotional boundaries mean for us within that context of our client relationships and our interactions with them. So, with that in mind, first up, write down telling me how you ideally want to feel about your clients and the interactions that you have with them. And once you've done that, go on and write down describing how this ideal impacts on how you are feeling and showing up at your desk each day. Okay, so now let's look at, are all your current client relationships in great shape? So, a health check on current client relationships can actually help us to identify not just where communications can be better, but also help us to spot, where to iron out any obvious potential for future issues. We're all on a learning curve with this, I'm sure. So, first of all, just write down what's great about the relationship and interactions with your current clients. Once you've done that, then go on and write down describing a bit about how that feels and the impact, if any, it has on your day to day work. Now, could you write down and tell me about your current, about current client relationships or a relationship where right now the interaction and relationship is actually falling short of your ideal? And then write down describing how those issues feel and the impact that they have on you. Okay, so now taking charge of positive change. So in those previous two sections, they were, to help build greater awareness of our needs for emotional boundaries, plus identify anything that we might need, that we may have been allowing that is out of alignment with that. And now you're in a position to look at how you can make things better going forwards. So, with that in mind, write down what positive steps you could take now that would better the quality of the relationship and communications with your current clients. Then write down what positive steps you could take that would help ensure that future client relationships align that much more closely with your ideal. Once you've done that, and finally, just describe the impact of implementing these positive steps and the changes in how you're going to feel towards your clients and the services that you're providing for them going forwards. But marvelous. I'm delighted you've made it this far and completed the questions. Well done and thank you. Now, what my hope is that you will have gained not only some personal insights into areas where you can make improvements, but also have a clearer picture on where you may want to establish better emotional boundaries with future clients. Now, it's a given that we make mistakes. So if you've made a few, please don't be hard on yourself. I've made plenty of them myself over the years. We all do. But what we have done by making mistakes is we've equipped ourselves to make things better next time and moving forward. So, take that with you. So, what's next? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little mini workshop and you've found it helpful. So, if you potentially like someone to talk to privately, perhaps you've got a difficult situation that you'd like to unpack and solve that, goes, beyond the scope of today's workshop. Yeah, just take a look at the friendship calls service over on my website, and that's at youliberated.com// friendship calls. And, and that just to let you know that there is a free friendship connection call to get you started there. And you'll find the booking links for that over on the page. And here are ways to get in touch with me and stay connected outside of the virtual co-working space. So my website and of course my socials as well. And just before we go and wrap up, a bit about me. I'm Hannah MacKinnon, the founder of You Liberated, the online space to set yourself free from moods that hold you back, or just to simply receive that warm hug of friendship, companionship, and accountability. Now, you may be able to hear from my voice that I'm from the UK, but I'm actually been based in Guatemala for a number of years now. Now, something that I know is that negative moods that go unaddressed do not serve us. And it's been proven that they can impact health, our relationships, careers, pretty much every aspect of our lives. But when we look at what our moods are actually telling us and take steps to shift them, that's where incredible changes can happen for us. So thank you for coming to this session today, and I hope, baby, we shall see you later in the month, Michelle and I, back in the Nomad Cafe for the discussion and feedback session on this month's session. Bye for now.